Right. So let's talk about the money, the currency, and the budgeting in Poland. For the first time, us have a look at the zloty and how much it will be when you convert to zloty from your currency. So make sure you consider that. Please avoid the booths in the airport, the ones that exchange rates. Make sure you find a legit exchange place because some booths are too much expensive in terms of the exchange rates. It's also important to tell your bank that you're traveling, especially if you're outside Europe. If you have maybe some monthly payments that you make, maybe you're paying your mortgage or something else, it's important to tell them that you're transferring here and maybe you'll need to transfer your bank information because you'll be sending money from here. So, about the language, don't worry. English is quite widely understood in bigger cities like Warsaw, Krakow, Wrocław, Gdansk, Poznan, especially among young people. But learning a few Polish phrases makes a big difference, like dzień dobry, which means good morning, dziękuję, which means thank you, proszę means please, or it means you're welcome, or przepraszam, which means sorry or excuse me. You don't need to be fluent, just those small touches will make the locals smile and warm up the interaction. If you want to go further, apps can really help with basic survival Polish phrases and statements. And here, as you can see, the buses, you for the public buses, you need to consider having the public ticket. There is the one that lasts for 1 hour, 90 minutes, for the whole day, for 24 hours, for a whole week, for a month, and they are not expensive. I will tell you about it later. So if you're coming to for a visit as a tourist, you need to consider the reviews of the hotel. You need to compare the prices of the hotel. You need to check the access of transport from the hotel. If you're a student, maybe the dorms, it's preferable, or shared apartments. They are quite cheap here. And you need to also check what's included in the package if you're studying. If the school is going to offer the dorm, if the school is going to offer transport to work, mostly they don't. Mostly, if you come here as a student, you rent your own apartment. If you come here as a student, you rent your own apartment. You have your own transport to work. You do quite everything for yourself. But some universities, they offer dorms. They offer, some of them can offer food, but it's not quite common. So you need to consider that if you're coming to study, don't just assume that everything is taken care of. Right. So the rules here are a little more strict than other European countries, and that's why I really need to talk about it because here the Polish laws are more strict compared to the other European countries because just because, right? The Polish culture and the customs and every etiquette, people often value punctuality here, too much punctuality. And while they can seem reserved at first, it's not unfriendly. It's a bit cautious. So once you build trust, people are warm and helpful. So showing respect and saying hello, please, thank you, it goes a long way. On cleanliness, Poland is pretty tight. It's about cleanliness. People queue, people use bins, and people give up seats for those who need to sit down. At night, it's quiet in residential areas, and it's much appreciated. So the weather, you should expect 4 proper seasons, and the weather changes abruptly. The weather can change abruptly here in Poland. So the food is fun to explore. You can find the Polish classics and Polish cuisines from many cultures. So try local, but always ask for restrictions. But because every country has its way of life, approach it with curiosity, not comparison. Next, I will talk to you about the safety and the final checklist tips that you really need to consider. So, safety is mostly about ordinary street smarts. You need to keep your belongings close and be alert in crowded places like stations. Because in this world, of course, there's no way it's too much safe. Don't flash valuables at night, especially in places where it's not lit. Uh, Travelers, you should always carry your visa, your insurance, your travel card with you always. And pharmacies are easy to find. And for emergencies, you need to know the local number 112. That is for the emergency. So today I'm going to be general about everything. You need to double check your expiry date so that you don't extend your stay here and it has expired. And you need to learn some few Polish words here. That's the baseline. I would like to talk to you about the residence card. The residence card is the card that you obtain if you want to stay more than 3 months here. So many people think that arriving in Poland is the finish line. But if you plan to stay longer, if you plan to stay longer, then a residence permit is what you should consider. So it depends on your situation. If you're working or studying or other legal grounds, don't wait until it's the last minute because here the process can be longer. You need to read the official guidance and prepare your documents. And requirements can differ depending on your purpose. So always consider with official sources, not just random advice. And remember, nobody can guarantee approval. So be cautious of promises that sound too easy. Um, right now, the cost and the money habits is what I'm going to tell you about. Costs here can vary city by city, but generally, cooking at home saves money while eating at casual spots add up too much. So I prefer you cook at home. So for banking, many newcomers open a local account for day-to-day spending while still keeping an eye on exchange rates. If they send money abroad, you need to avoid the random exchange booths, especially at the airport. You need to check fees before using the ATM. And if you are budgeting, you need to track your expenses because you'll be surprised where the coins go. A tiny bit every time. Noting what you spend daily can help you and have a less stressful life. Now, oh, it's quite not busy because today is a holiday. Now, let me tell you about the community here. If you're here to study or to upskill, look for language exchanges or community workshops. Also, library events and student groups if you're enrolled. And don't underestimate the value of simply meeting neighbors and asking how things work in the area or just listening. It grounds you. And if you're creating content here, those everyday interactions can be more engaging than polished tourist shots, just shots. So people like real uh, videos where you show you've learned a local phrase or you figured a new bus route. It can be very relatable and it can be kind of charming. So, and when you're ready, you can tie it all together into a simple series. Let me talk to you about work and the legal stuff for those who are planning to come and work here. Uh, Always make sure that your permit allows you, and make sure you keep copies of contracts and the pay slips and any documents that you submit. Do not rely on verbal promises. Get things written down. And if rules feel confusing, make sure you check the official guidance or you ask a qualified advisor rather than private agents who guarantee results. Because nobody can guarantee approvals. If you're studying, balance work hours uh, so that neither suffers. If you're working and studying, just make sure that you balance both of them. Uh, just have responsible preparation. It will really save huge stress later because I've seen people who have really suffered because of that. So if you're planning to come to work in Poland, it can be a really great opportunity, but it's important that you prepare first. You need to do your research on the job offer. Make sure you're very cautious of scams or promises that sound too good to be true. Make sure you ask about the salary and the hours, overtime, housing, transport, and read any contract carefully before you sign. Think about the cost of living, not just the pay. So, for longer stays, you just need to learn the legal steps that apply for you, like the residence permits that I talked to you about earlier. And also learn a little Polish. It really helps with daily life and it shows respect for the culture. Come with patience and realistic expectations. And also, you need to have willingness to learn and work hard and respect local rules and respect good relationships among you. And if you prepare well, you will give yourself the best chance of success. For those who are coming to study, here is a section for you. If you're coming to study, it can be a very wonderful opportunity. Research universities very carefully because some of them are not legit. Make sure you check programs and the fees and the incentives that are included and read all the information that the university sends. Think about housing options like dorms or private rentals and the budget for living costs, not just tuition. So if you're planning to work while studying, take the latest check the latest rules for the international students. Learning basic Polish makes everyday life smoother. Join students group, join student communities, may meet different people from different countries, and explore a bit, because university is not only about degree, it's friendship, it's growth, it's the bonds and the new experience that you make. And if you stay organized, and also if you stay curious, and also if you stay open, studying in Poland can be memorable and it can be the best experience that you have ever experienced in your life.